Well, I would consider my children my greatest achievement. They are not just beautiful, but intelligent, well-mannered, and so much more disciplined than I ever was at their age. And I'm really, really proud of the young people that they've become. Well, in my 40s, I have found that the thing that I value the most is family. I've always valued family, but you go through a certain phase in your life, especially as a woman, where you're thinking career and you're thinking different things like that, independence. But I feel like family is the most important thing that I value, because regardless of what goes on, whether you have a career or not, your family's always there. My family has always been there for me through the good and through the bad, and I am so appreciative of them. My relationship with time has changed as I've gotten older. Sort of like that cliche that time just flies by. The older you get, the more you appreciate just every single moment I have. And you realize how quickly these moments go by. The good ones fly. And I've also realized that the bad ones pass as well. And that's something that I have learned, and something that when I go through a tough time, I remind myself that this too shall pass. And that is one of the things that I hold on to the dearest during bad times. And during good times, I think, oh my goodness, I want this to last forever, but it doesn't. So I enjoy it as much as I can while it's happening. Well, the way that I will mark turning 50 would be to celebrate myself. I am big on celebrating people in general, and usually we celebrate birthdays. And I'm not the kind of person to necessarily do something for my birthday every year. We have family gatherings, dinners, and things like that. Maybe a trip for a significant birthday. But for my birthday, when I turn 50, it is going to be epic, because I feel so secure in who I am and what I am. I feel beautiful more than I ever felt in my whole life. I feel confident. And I feel like I have lived and will continue to live a fun, exciting, and productive life. The significant points of change in my life have been definitely my children. Initially, my marriage, having that commitment to another person. As soon as the kids came along, it was the children. They have really taught me to appreciate time as well, and the little moments in time, and through family, through them, and my extended family as well, because I come from a culture where extended family is huge. And when I say family, I normally include them, where I know some folks just think of it as the nuclear family, but family in general, grandparents are so important, and aunts and uncles and cousins. They make for a great and wonderful close-knit group and community. And one other significant point in my life was when I returned to dancing. I danced as a little girl. You take your little girls in their tutus to ballet after school and things like that. And I did dance through high school. I stopped for real life, for career, for marriage, for children. And I was lucky enough to return back to ballroom dancing about 5 years ago, and that was a big change in my life, because it's something that I have done for myself and only for myself, and I have thrived in a way that I didn't expect. I became competitive, or maybe you're born competitive, but I never realized how competitive I was and how much I can push myself and how much I can accomplish when I push myself and hold myself to a higher standard. And so that has been very, very significant in my life as of late. Okay, so I think that people describe or see me as very down to earth. My life has changed tremendously in a financial way since for the last 20 years, and friends have told me that I seem to still be the same person, who I always was, and that's a compliment to me because I know, people say, oh, money changes people. I believe that money brings out who the people really are, and the fact that my friends have said that I'm still down to earth has been just very important to me. I also think that people see me as witty and funny because I try to always look at the bright side, and sometimes it is really, really hard to look at the bright side of things, but I always try to think that there's always something good that comes out of everything, even when something seems to be bad. And I sometimes try to use my wit to kind of get through those moments, and even the fun moments. So I would hope that people see me as down to earth and funny. I feel beautiful right now because I feel like I know who I am. When I say beauty, I mean it in all kinds of ways. Not just the way you look, but the way you are. I have doubted at times, just I think every person, or women in particular, doubt themselves. But I have come to become confident in who I am. That I know the person that I am, that I know I'm family oriented, that I value not just my family, but my friends, that I value my time with them. And I feel like that is what makes me beautiful. And then I try to look cute on top of that. So I think the combination of those things is what makes me confident in my beauty. What I would tell younger women to help them feel confident in their own skin is to trust themselves, to trust your instincts, that your instincts and your gut will guide you. And sometimes society, I think, makes us doubt ourselves in a way that sometimes we don't even realize we're doing, just the culture in general. And I say just trust your instincts and believe in who you are, and be purposeful and believe in that. And I think that that will take you a long way to feeling how beautiful you are and how beautiful you can be. Oh, well, I do have a very long bucket list that just grows by the day. One of the main things that I feel like I'm checking off is raising two beautiful and wonderful children. To have the family that I have, that's a big bucket list item that I feel like I'm in the process of fulfilling, and I feel good about that. I think one of the biggest myths about women over 40 that I think all women should know is that you are beautiful. We are beautiful regardless of our age. Society tends to think that a wrinkle here or gray hair there makes us old and not beautiful. And I think it's almost the opposite. When I saw my first gray hair, of course I pulled it out like I think every woman does. And I pulled them all out until I realized that I'll probably end up bald if I keep pulling them out. And so I decided that they mean something else. That gray hair usually means you're old and over the hill. But to me, each gray is an experience I've lived. Each gray is a moment that I have surpassed. And so I'm proud of my hair now, and I hope to never color my hair to hide my gray. Well, something that I would like all women to know, especially younger women that doubt themselves, to work at balancing. I believe in work hard, play hard. That it is important to build a foundation. It is important to think of the future, but it's also important to live in the moment. I always tell my younger cousins and siblings to always project where do you want to be 25 years from now, and go down in 5-year increments. How will you get there? Where will you be in 20, 15, and so forth? But also to remember to live in the particular moment you are in now, with responsibility and grace, but also with fun and love. Something else that I would like women to know, especially as they get older, or my advice would be to try to get rid of the noise. There's always going to be noise, which is part of where our insecurities come from, right? We're notorious for being insecure because there's so much noise around us, constantly, everywhere, and sometimes unintentionally from folks. And I would say when you learn who you are, when you feel confident in who you are, it helps you tune out some of that noise. You listen to your gut before you listen to the noise. I would like to be a part of the 40 over 40 and the exhibition, because I think it is important for women to know how beautiful they are and how beautiful they can be at any age. And I know 40 can be significant for women because that's sort of when you start to feel like you're not a spring chick anymore. But at the same time, I feel so confident. I have such a history behind me that I'm proud of. A lot of fun moments and some things that I'm not so proud of, but I have been able to make up for the things that I might not have been, or might have been a little naughty about. And sometimes those very things can be fun and teach you a lesson. I learn not just from my own mistakes, but I learn from other people's mistakes. I try to pay attention. And I wanted to be part of the exhibition to let women know that it is okay to grow older, that it is good to grow older, because think of the alternative, and that you are beautiful regardless of what age you are, 40, 50, 60, or hopefully 70, 80, 90. How I felt about the photo shoot. Before the photo shoot, I was a little bit nervous, but mostly excited because I feel so good about myself right now. Because I was looking forward to seeing in print what I see in the mirror, what I have learned to see in the mirror, because I haven't always been this confident, I haven't always felt this pretty or beautiful, but I do now, and I wanted to memorialize that, and particularly for my daughter, because I want her to understand how beautiful she is in and out, and to not be ashamed of being beautiful, to not be ashamed of being strong, to not be ashamed of being sexual, to not be ashamed of standing her ground and believing and standing up for her values. After I saw the photographs, I felt excited because I feel like I portrayed how I feel. I think it came through, I hope it came through in the pictures, that I feel beautiful, that I feel confident, that I can be serious and I can be silly, and I can take advantage of moments that fly by sometimes. And so I felt really good about myself because I looked at myself the way I see myself.